was. Are we live? We're live. What's up? What's up? What's up? We are the Freestyle Freaks on HamiltonRadio.net, and it is Monday night. And my right-hand man, Billy the Kid. I'm Ralphie God. And what is good tonight? What's up, brother?
What's happening, Kevin?
How was your weekend? First, what'd you get into?
Got lost in the Big Apple.
You got lost in New York. It's not hard to do. See, you can walk around the corner.
I did.
That happens. I mean, unless you know your way around, you know how to get back to streets. I've been through New York so many times in my life that I know how to get to certain spots in New York. If you tell me where to go, right off the bat, I don't know what you're talking about. But if you tell me to get there, with or without GPS, I'll get you there.
Yeah, like I had tried the GPS and when I got off the subway,
it could be a little.
I thought my walk was only like right there. So I looked at it, it was like an hour and some change. It was literally 10 New York City blocks, and I didn't know that 10 New York City blocks are literally 10
New York City blocks. They're not your normal Trenton blocks.
Nope.
They're like
not at all.
They're like 5 blocks in one.
Yeah, like 145th is a long way. Like 142nd, all that.
Of course, you guys got to see Ruben sneaking his ass in there as usual.
Yeah.
For ladies, he is single.
And I got one of the infamous subway rats.
Oh, that was a picture. Yeah.
Just actually chilling.
Did you ever see my meme that I don't know if I posted it. I'll show you that there's a guy just shitting there's a guy shitting on your train tracks.
Gosh. Yo,
I can show you. I don't know.
Yo, did you see the one where the rat got on the train and it was bouncing across people and it ran up on a guy that was asleep and it woke him up out of his sleep and he kind of threw it.
What about the one that was taking a pizza?
Oh no. How about the garbage man when they moved the bags and like a million of them just came from under the garbage bags?
They just walk right up to you like it's like.
Yo, this thing had on.
Those are New York rats
compared to the
rats out here.
He had on Timberland. We got mice. They got rats. Like this rat did sit-ups and push-ups and chin-ups. Like he had.
They're bigger than the
New
raccoons.
York Yankees hat with some Timberlands on. Like this thing worked out. Like, and he wasn't scared of the trains or nothing. Like they're just breezing right on past, and he just like never ran. He's just casually walking on, his side of the track.
He's living the Big Apple. He's living
he's home. But I got lost, man, but I found my way, and I really just, I wanted to sightsee. I had like this hour conversation, man, on the train.
By yourself?
No, but
listen, you get lost. You start questioning yourself. You know what I'm saying? Like, what did I do? What should I have turned this way? Should I have not turned this way? Like, I'm lost already. It's already this. I'm losing time. Like,
I had a good.
Does anybody care? Like,
it was a foreign exchange student from. He was from Denmark, and he told me that his native language was Danish, and I said, "Oh, I didn't know you could speak food." I'm like, "I speak pizza." Get it.
You're lucky you didn't.
But I had
the Danish people are like chill. They're like super.
He was funny. He was really funny.
Really
like
chill,
our conversation had the entire train cart laughing. Like he would spin stuff like, off of my ideas. Like I would spin stuff on his, like, for example, I asked him, did he play sports? Young kid, just starting college. And he said, yeah, I played sports. He said, I played soccer and I played basketball. So I said, okay, that's cool. I played basketball too. Then he said something about starting time. And he was like, but I'm not any good at it. And I said, you were better than me. I said, because I didn't get any starting time. I was like, contrary to popular belief. And I pointed to my skin, like saying, like, the black guy actually sucked and the white guy got the playing time. And like the entire train cart just like started.
Remember, white man can't jump.
Yeah,
he was good.
He was good. I'll tell you that. And the entire train cart, man, just pretty much started laughing. Like me and this kid just like pretty much hit it off. And it's like, I will never in my life see this kid again. Never.
Yeah, but
we just like we hit it off real good, man. Like I almost like that.
That's what's still great about society, that you can meet somebody, don't matter who, don't matter what,
from a whole other side of the world.
What man, woman, and you just crack up a conversation, because I've been there, with just a random person, and you guys are on like this,
hit it off.
This level that everybody around you ain't on. Like I've been there recently. Been there, it's just you talk to just random somebody, about random nothing, something, going on in the day, you know, and
just turns
you're like, you know what? They'll never see me again.
Exactly. You know what my craziest experience was in New York? This had to be the absolute craziest experience. I'm walking down. What am I on? But I'm basically like by 110th Street now, and I'm lost at this point. So I'm walking down and like I'm looking through the windows of a store, different stores, and I look in and I see a familiar face. And I walk in there and I said, "Excuse me, sir." I said, "Were you in the crowd?" He wasn't even a performer. I said, "Were you in the crowd at a comedy show in Trenton on South Broad Street?" He said, "Yes, I was." And I only remember him because one of the comedians, he was standing behind me. And one of the comedians said, "Look at the guy behind you." And he's trying to stare over his glasses, like to get his phone. And I laughed so because he took the picture without us knowing, and he sent it to me in a text message. And he says, "Look at the guy behind you." So I kind of looked, and he just got the funniest face on, just like trying to look over his glasses and like fix his phone. And I ain't mentioned that to him, but I said, "That's crazy that here we are inside this huge city," and that was literally like finding a needle in a haystack.
It is a small world.
Yeah.
I've been a lot of places in life,
You ever
bump into people
bump into
like
somebody
at a random
crazy
place
it's
that you never.
It's a surreal experience, man.
What are you doing here?
It's a surreal experience. When Rachel had moved to Puerto Rico, she was gone for a while. You understand me? She was gone for a long time. And that was like one person who I thought that I would never see again. And I was at Iced Tea Lake. I'm at Iced Tea Lake, and I'm with my family. This was years back. And I heard, "BJ, like, is that you?" And I look over, and it's Cookie. I'm like, when the entire hell did you even get back here? And that was like a whole nother surreal experience. Because I remember she had moved to Puerto Rico. You know, she was, she really didn't want to leave, but she got uprooted and like all that other stuff. And I kept in contact with other friends, and I was just like, well, Cookie's gone. That's just gone for good. And ran into each other at Iced Tea Lake, a whole nother surreal experience, like to be like on a boardwalk, like at Atlantic City, and
just randomly bump into somebody and
like you could just hear the voice. You like, that voice sounds familiar. You look like, yo, like, what's up? And like just a late night on a boardwalk, I bumped into Anna Diaz.
Mine is bumping into people at work. Not that I don't mind, like for the people that do come in that know I'm working and say hi, blah blah blah. But somebody that don't know that I'm working there just randomly just go in there and I'm like, "Oh, yeah. What's up?" Like, hey, what's up?
It catches you.
Some people I said hi to.
Yeah.
But some people you don't like. Well, I know that person. Like,
yep.
It was a person I haven't seen in what 16 years. Almost 16 years since 2000.
Yep.
Almost 18 years, we'll say.
Yeah.
And the person kept on coming in, and he was always saying hi to me, and I'm like,
yeah.
I know this dude. Is he walking by me every time he sees me?
Did he recognize you?
No, I remembered him.
Yeah.
And I said, "Yo, you don't remember me, bro?" And he goes, "No." And I said, "We worked together, blah blah blah." And he's like, "Oh snap!"
And then it comes back.
Yes, yep. What's up? Yep. And every time he comes in,
I love those moments.
Every time he comes in, he's already talking Spanish to me. And I'm like, "What's up?" People be looking at me like,
I really
Spanish?
I love those moments, man.
Yeah.
I love moments like that because they're like surreal, especially like somebody you haven't seen like in a long time, and it's just the memories just come back, they just flow back. I bumped into a friend of mine. Like, we good friends on Facebook. Mm-hmm. Never met in person until we went to New York because we went to the same function, and I made sure I posted that on Facebook, and I said this is how you react when you finally bump into that one cool ass Facebook friend. I mean, he's a cool dude, man. Like, we share memes and he's funny, and I met him in person finally, and that was an awesome surreal experience.
That is
I love moments like that.
That's pretty cool. That is definitely pretty cool.
Hey, how was your weekend?
My weekend, since we spent 20 minutes on yours.
I had to spend it real fast. Like, no, how was your weekend?
My weekend was chill. I worked, I worked long hours Friday, Saturday, Sunday off. Saturday night, I had I had the bonfire, I had people over.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm so busy now in life that, with the baby coming, my new job, so it's Isabella getting older, my in-laws
Saw
about
the
to
laser
move,
tag.
yeah,
Yeah, who beat? Who beat?
well, the first game I was number one.
You know, it's gonna come a point in time where
I was
she's
the number
gonna
one.
kick your butt.
No, it was my boys. It was my people's kid's son. It was their son's birthday, and it was a whole bunch of people playing. All the kids, and they were like, "Who wants to play?" I was like, "I'll play."
Yeah.
So it was me and my boy, his son. It was his son's birthday. So the dad's going with the kids. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's what's up.
And I had like, I beat a whole bunch of kids.
Did you ever go to the one that used to be on Route 33?
No, I never went to that one.
Oh my goodness, yo! It was
One
this dude.
one
He
that
was
I
a regular,
remember.
and he kicked my butt every time.
One that I remember was Six Flags. Six Flags was cool.
Yeah.
But I'm into paintball now. The real Nerf gun things, the ones that look like paintballs. I'm into. I'm trying to get back into it.
Yeah, man.
And not as so much as I used to. When I was younger. We're talking almost 20 years ago.
Yeah.
Damn.
I used to.
I would go out and play. I would go out
I
every
used to
weekend
want to.
because I was I wasn't married with kids. I didn't have that many obligations. Now 20 years later, I can go out maybe once a month.
Kind of find the time to do it.
Yeah, like today, for instance, I thought I had off of work today, and my boss calls me like, "Hey, where are you at?" I'm like, "Oh shit, I must have read the schedule wrong."
Yeah.
So honest mistake.
You got it scary to get in there.
I had my daughter, so I had to get Isabella up to go to school to take her to my in-laws because I had to get her up earlier.
Last minute.
So Isabella was like, "Oh, out of sorts." I'm like, "I'm sorry, hon. I read the schedule wrong. It happens."
Yeah.
So I planned the whole day of fishing, and all of a sudden, with just that call, I didn't.
Fishing is probably like exactly what the doctor ordered. Nice little meditation.
Yeah, like listen. I'm itching to go out there. So like, but I can't. I haven't had an actual. I got my license. I got the pole.
And do you catch them and like you get them and bring them back in?
No, I release them. Catch and release.
Oh, okay.
I fish bass. I like just to fish. Smallmouth, largemouth. I'm just a freshwater fisher. I don't go out and. I just like just to relaxation, just sit there. I take 4 poles with me, and I'm gonna try different jigs, different jerk baits, swim baits. Texas.
You got this thing all mapped out.
Oh yeah,
I went fishing one time in my life. You know what happened? My dad took me, and that was probably like one of the few events that we had did. But he took me fishing. And it's my very first time, and I catch one. And my dad, Mr. Let me get it, wheel it on in for you to show it how it's done. Because I did the hard part, and now he's bringing it in. And he jerks it back too hard. I don't know what he's thinking. But the line flies up along with the fish and gets stuck in a tree. And I just watched birds have a field day with my fish. I never went fishing again.
Listen, it happens.
That was my experience. Yep.
It happens. Just go back out and fish again.
Yeah.
It's listen. It is
I really would have caught my first fish. He whirled it in. It got stuck in a tree, and the bird.
Next time you go fishing, you do what you want to do.
Yeah.
Don't let nobody grab your fish.
And I practiced. I put a screw. I put like a bolt at the end of the line, and I would wheel it down. And I was practicing on my cast. I was practicing, and I wheeled it in there, and like probably 15, 20 minutes in, I got a bite. I'm willing to fish, and all of a sudden, my dad wants to take over, and completely messed that experience up for me.
Well, listen.
Hi, Mom. My mom says hi, guys.
Hey, moms, how you doing? But to me, like I love it because that's the only time that I actually physically relax.
I want to try. I want to do.
Like, let me tell you, it's. I don't know. It's something about it. Like, it's. I can do anything in life, but like to be completely relaxed, it's to go fishing and just sit there and just listen to no phones, just sitting there, no electronics,
meditate.
Just sitting there, just working the pole, like just chilling, just chilling, like it's good. It's cool to go with people, but I can go by myself. Like I was prepared to go yesterday, but it rains.
Yeah,
You know,
prepared to go today. And
go ahead, yeah. It's like, you know, but I'm gonna get out there. You know, I'm waiting for these small swim baits to come in. I got like a couple swim baits for like $1 a piece.
I want a boat.
You know, I want a boat, but
I want a boat.
I want a boat,
really
but I want a bass boat. Like, you know, one of those bass boats that's small. It doesn't cost that much.
I want real deal. I want I don't know what type, like the style of the boat that it is, like the name of it, but it's almost like a flat surface, kind of like this table, and like it has the walls, like it has the roof. It's almost like a ferry. It's almost shaped like a small ferry, and I want that. I want it now. It's like a little ferry boat.
Yeah, I just listen.
It's
You
boxed,
see, I don't need a big boat. I just give me a bass boat. I go out there on fish.
I don't know. That's my goal. I might have to get that by the time. My goal is to get it before Brianna turns 18, because I wanted to have cool stories like for her friends. Like, you know, my dad's bringing the boat out, you know, this weekend, and you know the kids come on the boat and all that other stuff. So I really want to. That's my goal. I'm gonna try. I'm gonna aim for it.
Yeah, you listen. It's anything. Anything could be anything could be obtained. Listen, you want something, get
it's
it.
a real goal of mine.
You know,
my real goal.
You know what's my next goal? Okay. One of my goals in life, you know, hopefully recently and, you know, soon, is to eventually get another vehicle. Yeah. But not like a vehicle like, you know, to drive around, either like a utility vehicle or something to restore. And I'm going to be owning my car in July, so, you know, I'll be able to eventually save up money to get something else, you know, so I can save this car, you know. But,
that's what's up. That's what's up. You know, my aunt does it. My aunt keeps like about 3 cars.
Well, I mean, I can't afford 3. Well, eventually I will. You know, my wife's car, my car, and another vehicle.
It's like she just keeps them in rotation. Like if one of them clonks out, it's almost like she doesn't fix it. Like she goes on with the other one in rotation, but replaces the other one. Like she'd just rather replace it than like get the other one fixed. And she, on average, keeps 2 cars minimum.
That's good, man. That's good. We got a lot of current. We don't have a lot of current events. We got a lot of pocket current events. Yeah. In news today, Roseanne apologized to George Soros. I don't know why, but
yeah, why?
Listen, the damage is done. Like, why? Who cares? Apologize to everybody, but him. You know, like, who cares about him? Like, he's already got. Listen, you're apologizing to a guy who was. You know, I'm gonna get really, really, you know, real right now. She apologized to a guy who was at the death camps, notarizing exactly what valuables were coming off the Jews. This guy being a Jew himself. And he didn't tell nobody he was a Jew. He was working with the Nazis. Just a little bit about him. But I wanted to.
I feel like this.
Whoever is if you're a history buff, I'm pretty sure you could collab on exactly what I'm saying right now. Of who he really is.
How do you what's your overall view of Roseanne's comment? And I'm gonna tell you mine.
You know,
how did you take it?
I didn't expect it to be as offensive as they made it to be. Don't get me wrong, it's offensive. You know, any comment, but she's a comedian. You know, it's like, you know, there's worse crap that happens, you know, and it just gets it gets ignored.
That's all. That's what I've been saying.
You know,
I'm like,
am I right, or do I have a?
Absolutely right.
You know
My thing is, I'm like, ease up on this lady. Everything is so sensitive now. Everything is so sissified. That's the FCC. That's not the way we think. You understand me? Her comment was hilarious. It was hilarious because we do it at work all the time. I'm always messing with the Chinese guy. The white guy's always messing with the black guy. I'm messing with the Russian guy. Hold on. We say some borderline offensive racist stuff, and it is hilarious. It's hilarious, and I got it. I dig where she was coming from. But the mass of people hurt. Like, come on.
But the thing is, you know, you could talk to the guys and make jokes you know, at each other without being racial. It's you know what I'm saying? Dudes, you know, dudes in private don't like, you know, when we're all at a bar or shit, you know, regardless of who you have at the bar, everybody's gonna laugh at the jokes. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, when you with people from all different nations, it don't matter. Like, you know, it's like, you know, they're drinking, they're chilling. You know, you can hang like that. You know what I'm saying?
This is a real.
You know, but everybody gets too offensive. You know, too offensive of.
This is a real conversation.
Said, you know, now.
I'm gonna give you some real conversations at my job. My mechanic is a white dude, Bob, Mr. Palumbi. I love Bob to death. If I go up, and this is every day, if I go up and shake Bob's hand, the first thing Bob does is he starts checking his pocket. And anybody ask him, why are you checking your pockets? These black guys are fast. See how you just shook my hand? I got to check, see if my wallet's still there. That's funny. That's hilarious. And I'll come back with a joke and say something like, well, at least all of my food is seasoned. And we get the laughs out of it. Yeah. I got a Spanish guy at my job. He just inboxed me, a manager, my man Santiago. He just inboxed me to let me know what my route was tomorrow. We get on each other. And my thing, how I get to him, like he knows like where to get under my skin, but it's funny. And I know where to get under his skin. And my thing that I always mess with him, because he's Spanish, Puerto Rican, I say, at least we have our own superhero. and he will fight me tooth and nail. Well, that's not even really Captain America. If you actually look close, he's wearing a Puerto Rican flag, so he's actually really Mr. Puerto Rico. I'm like, and it's funny. That's hilarious.
And just to let you know, we have, you know, Miranda, you know, the guy who made Hamilton. That's enough right there.
Now see, and that's exactly where you would chime in. But look, it don't stop. It don't stop, right? Now, this is how I mess with Santiago. I go, okay. America's symbolic animal is the eagle. Africa's symbolic animal is the lion. Australia is the kangaroo. What's Puerto Rico? He goes, well, it's a frog. It's a tree frog.
Tree frog.
Yeah. Now, mind you, I'm
frog.
Now, mind you, what's the name of the frog called?
The coqui.
Yeah, the coqui.
It's the frog.
Now, I'm laughing hysterically because I just named all these macho animals: an eagle, a lion, and all this. And trying to got the dragon, and he comes out with it's a coquito, it's a frog. But he's feeling some type of way. He goes, but it's dangerous. If you touch him, he'll kill you. I'm like, and that's funny to me. That's hilarious because he's like, well, my frog, your lion to die if he tries to eat my frog. Look, my lion will step on your frog. That's our jokes. That's our sarcasm.
Yeah.
I get it. You know what I'm saying? There's nobody to go. Not even. I'm talking to a manager. It's not even like the managers are going to come and go, well, you know, you guys can't do that. He's the manager. I'm like, he gets it. Like, you get it. So I'm like, man, you know, I got where she was coming from. I actually kind of chuckled at it. But I was like, okay. It's the time and the place for everything. All right, I get it. So, they wanted to be business oriented, but you're talking about Roseanne. You don't know what's about to come out of her mouth.
Exactly, but you know that's what she built on her career.
Exactly,
being controversial, being like
raunchy
that.
Jokes.
Like you're taking away from her like, I mean her personality that is built on her characters.
Okay, but
like you know, like that's who she is.
All right, now
she gets paid on being who she is. You take all her TV, you know, her everything, yank everything away from her.
But now
she can't work.
But now this, like you'll have people go, that wasn't a joke. She came in afterwards and she said it was a joke or whatever the case may be. I can get it. But we talking about the same thing that got her that platform. That's the point. This is the same thing that got her that platform.
That botched the American flag. Do we expect
America hated her?
Come on, why would we expect her to be anything better than what she did to the flag?
You know what type of comebacks I would have had for Roseanne? Listen,
but you get
imagine this. Had that comment been made to Dave Chappelle or Chris Rock, do you know the type of rebuttals they would have had for Roseanne? Do you know what type of roast session that would have been?
But talking about roast, you ever watch the roast? You ever watch a roast on?
I've had those roasts. I had a roast.
Those roasts
hurt.
Those roasts
are personal,
are insanely crazy, and they get racist on there.
Yeah, when they talked about Flavor Flav and Charlie Sheen and all of them.
And this is just a lot. This is a roast, and this is a group.
Now dig this.
Roast.
Now dig this. Imagine Roseanne.
You hear racial comments going back and forth.
Now dig this. Imagine Roseanne being on Comedy Central, and she made that statement about that person, FCC says nothing because it's like, okay, that's a demeanor of the show, whatever. And I'm assuming it's a time and a place, you know, for everything. But I mean, at the end of the day, this lady, like she's not holding a high position of power or something. She's just an actress, you know, off of her jokes.
You know what it is, that it wasn't more or less the joke. It was more or less the kind of stuff that she talks about on Twitter. If you ever watched her Twitter, if you ever looked at her Twitter account, she's talking about some real conspiracy theory stuff.
Yeah.
You know, she talks about the government. You know, they don't want to hear that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So it's like,
when they're gonna catch you, once you slip, any way they can catch you, they're gonna silence you.
I feel like canceling the show was a lot. You know, that was a lot. She ain't come out and, you know, like spew a hate crime, whatever. I could see the sarcasm in it, but at the same time, you should have put LOL at the end of it or something. You should have put LOL. You should put a laughing emoji, because people take that as a statement, you know, for pretty much what it is. Like, I mean, me personally, I could easily come back at Roseanne. I'm like, what? You look like Spencer from King of Queens. Like, you look like you ate the person that was next to you that ate the person that was next to them. Simple. You know, but then again, like, she's coming at, you know, another person who, you know, she's politically connected. She doesn't have that sarcasm. She's on a whole nother platform. You know, and then, like, you throw the Muslim Brotherhood in there. That's another platform, you know, and then, you know, the Planet of the Apes. It's like, I see where you were going, you know, but.
Oh, yeah.
You know,
Listen, I knew where she was going.
But you know, like, you know, you woke up a bunch of people. But, I mean, at the same time, I feel like Kanye West's comments were just as damaging.
Absolutely. You
just
don't hear his music
as damaging.
Being yanked off the airwaves.
Yeah, exactly. That's because, like, the platforms are different. I feel like had he said that, like, on ABC or whatever.
It's because he preaches negativity, and he's got that.
But,
he's
and that's
got that villain.
Sadly,
he's got that villain personality that he embraces.
But sadly, that's fine. Sadly,
exactly.
when he says it, it's fine, because it's like, well, that's what you're supposed to do. You know, keep saying that, you know, to your people. That's why Childish Gambino made that "This Is America" song. Because
I still gotta hear that. I gotta hold.
Yeah. It's a visual. It's a visual video, man. Like, you actually yeah. So you want to hear the audio and watch.
Speaking about the music industry, Ariana Grande has just gotten engaged. Don't know who it is. Don't care. Just want y'all to hear that if you know you want.
I feel like
if you're an Ariana Grande fan.
Wasn't she at the thing that got when the bomb had went off? Or she was across seas.
Yeah, she was in, I think, London.
Wasn't she performing?
She was performing, yes.
She was performing, and then the bomb started going off. Yes. Yeah, that was close for comfort. Yeah.
You know, but
I remember that.
Much respect for her on handling the whole situation. You know, that's a lot on people.
Oh yeah.
Live right now, I don't know if it's how live it is, but Trump is meeting. Yes, we're talking about Trump real quick. He's meeting with Kim Jong-un, whatever his name is, whatever, in Singapore right now. I don't know about what. I don't know if they bringing their nukes. You know, I don't know if they got pocket nukes to take each other out. Who knows? But hopefully it's positive when they meet. Two guys with bad haircuts meeting is not good. But I'm sorry. I just had to zing that in there. I just hope it's positive.
I got a picture of them shaking hands.
Well, there's a picture of
them. And this is supposedly
Ruben got this on
before the meeting.
Ruben got this on. Is this live? Oh, he got this on live, I think. So they are physically meeting. That's good. That's good. That's cool. Much power to them, and hopefully it's positive. In other news,
it's a distraction.
My heart and my prayers deeply go out to both, you know, the people of Hawaii going through the volcano.
Mm-hmm.
Another, you know, the people of Guatemala who did not see it coming.
You know what's
my
scary
prayers are with them.
About these volcanoes Is
That can happen at any time.
Now, right, in both cases. Now, Hawaii's seeped out a slow flowing lava.
Well, they also had a little bit more time to prepare.
Oh, a lot of time. Seeping
you
lava. You got plenty of time.
The thing,
in Guatemala?
It was what happened with the Guatemala thing, it was a mixed dirt, ash, water,
Hot.
you know, and lava and rock all mixed. So it was moving at like 700 miles an hour.
Yes, it
like
really
it was
was.
just, you know, and you know, they're living on the Guatemalan people are living on the, you know, on the volcano itself.
It engulfed.
You know what I'm saying? So
it engulfed like a whole community, man.
It broke.
It's like you see the images of people just like laying under ash, pretty much frozen in time.
It broke my heart to see that.
And it was like Pompeii. Like we pretty much, you know, matched it up with Pompeii,
So
Sodom and Gomorrah.
my prayers go out to both Hawaii and Guatemala. You know, it's a tragic thing that's happening. You know, it's just, you know, that's Mother Nature. We can't control that.
Yeah, I couldn't even imagine, but happening simultaneously on two different parts of the world. I think it's just like a sign of the things to come. You know, like Hawaii's on fire right now, Guatemala's on fire right now. I'm actually like just keeping my ear to the ground for the earthquake in California next.
Well, Golden State Warriors, Cleveland is on fire right now because you know, Golden State, you know, obviously beat down the Cleveland Cavaliers.
Sweep.
They, you know, I seen this badass meme where, and you know, listen, I'm not taking anything away from LeBron. That Jordan and LeBron talk, listen, can't ask me because I'm always going to pick Jordan over it. You know, I lived my younger years seeing the Bulls being the mega team.
Yeah.
You know, I always compared the Braves of the 90s to the Bulls because they were always in the finals. You know what I'm saying? So,
I mean, LeBron.
Me growing up with LeBron, you know, me seeing LeBron, he's changed teams in his career. But Jordan did one thing that he didn't do. He stayed with the team and kept it consistent throughout his career. You know, so
kinda.
But
I mean, 'cause
I seen this badass. You know the what's the Mickey Mouse Disney movie that the brooms come to life and they bring the buckets of water. Fantasia. I seen a meme.
No, that was
you know when
Beauty and the Beast.
No, that was Fantasia. No, that was Fantasia.
Oh, well, the broom
I seen they took Mickey's head and they took LeBron's head and switched it. So when the door pops open, the broom's coming. He's like, LeBron's like crying and stuff. I'm like, no, they didn't.
The memes were just ferocious. They were awful.
I'm not taking anything away from LeBron, but you know, real quick, you know, he got beat, you know, by a better team. Another thing, for your horse racing fans, Justify won the Triple Crown. I think this is the second Triple Crown winner in 3 years. The last one was American Pharaoh. Justify now the argument now is, are they gonna retire the horse so he can breed, and because you know breeding is now a lot of money, or you know they're gonna continue to race him.
What's going to be a lot of money is once they make sports betting legal in Jersey.
That's gonna be even better because now, well, I don't know. Parks is still gonna be the closest place to go unless you're gonna be in your home. Yeah. You know, on an account saying, "Hey, I can bet from home."
Yeah.
You know, that could be a good thing or a bad thing, you know.
Well, I'm going to tell you like this, man. If anybody that's going to really capitalize off of that sports betting thing, I'm going to tell you it's going to be Atlantic City, and I'm going to tell you why. Because they've already etched out a section of Atlantic City that's supposed to be legal for marijuana smokers, tourists, whatever. No prescriptions, no none of that. It's almost like a section in Jamaica. Like a lot of people think that when you go to Jamaica, you can just smoke.
Have I not in past years have said the way Atlantic City would survive, you know, they're making money.
So. Oh, their comeback is ferocious. Have you seen their comeback yet? They got
No,
two major powerhouses already in the works.
Listen,
One of them
gonna-
was an old Trump building, all set to be running like by June 2. Both of them set to be running by the end of June 2018. Two
But they're
huge
gonna-
tower casinos.
Yeah, they're gonna bring
ready
they're
to
gonna bring
create over 30,000 jobs. Yeah, you can look that up. It's
But
two big casinos opening this summer. They're about to bring in massive jobs. They're about to etch out a section of Atlantic City where weed is actually going to be legal. If the governor signs off on it, the mayor is already on board.
But I'm sure you remember me talking about in the past that how marijuana could be legal in New Jersey. It's going to start in AC.
Word.
It's going to listen. They need to bring revenue
A
there.
whole section, like
Yeah.
they have it etched out already. Like Atlantic City mean
listen,
business from now on.
Listen, you can't go to parks and smoke marijuana, but
No,
in
but
AC
you can go to
could.
yeah, you
You
can
know what I'm
definitely
saying?
go to
So if they
Atlantic
made
City.
it legal, that's where people could go. I mean, I'm not saying that all majority of gamblers smoke. I'm just saying, like.
And on top of that, you
they
don't
gotta, they
you don't
gotta
have
stick
to
out. They gotta
risk.
do something different.
And it's like you don't have to risk going to jail or getting a fine, traveling up there with weed or nothing, because I'm quite sure you're gonna have all type of dispensaries right there. Just go, enjoy yourself. Don't try to bring them back home. Enjoy the moment. Take it in. Bring your stoner ass back on home. You're gonna be driving at like 40 miles per hour with the munchies, but you're gonna make it safe. So get a room. You get a room. You smoke for about 3 days. Come back sober. Just know that. Do not put your location on, because when your boss see where you was at, you got the random drug test coming up. But if you want to get around a drug test, you just give your boss some of those good brownies and go, here you go, sir. These are on the house. And then you threaten them afterwards, like, how were the brownies? They were good. Cool. So if you drug test me, I'm calling them on you too. So we both in this boat together.
You're
right?
bad.
I don't
That's
care.
savage.
I don't care. Listen, I just went to Atlantic City, enjoyed myself for 3 days. You ate some brownies. We're even. Like, don't start none, won't be none. Listen,
I never even
do it at the company function when everybody's like eating off the barbecue. Like, how's everybody doing? Everybody's good. Everybody's cool.
Everybody's sleeping.
They had a cookout with the munchies.
Real quick, tomorrow is a big day in Trenton.
Yes.
I wanted to touch base on this real quick. It's the runoff election. What, a month ago, right? A little bit more than a month ago. No, it was in May, last month.
Mm-hmm.
It was the mayor election in Trenton, and all the minor elections. Not minor, I'm just saying. The mayor is important, but councilman elections and everything. Some of the runoffs are going to be running again tomorrow with the highest vote getters. So if your candidate was a part of that runoff and you want him to win, I would advise you to go out there and vote tomorrow. It's important. You want to be that change in Trenton, get out there and vote. If I could vote, I would vote for Paul Perez 100%. I truly believe that it is time to have, something different than the normal running Trenton, trying to bring back what was Trenton. So I can't say Trenton's great right now because, I drive to Trenton. It's like driving through Assunpink Lake. You got hills, on the streets because you got potholes as big as
Let me tell you something about these potholes.
Haters out there.
You understand me? I went driving up a street, right? And I went, it's about time they dug these streets up because these potholes were ridiculous. And the person I was driving with went, these are the potholes. I said, I thought they was digging this street up. Like, I thought, like, how they dig a street up and like everything is like rubble? I thought it was the rubble. I thought they dug it up. And it was like, nah, no, these potholes.
Well, I'm not just talking about the potholes. I'm talking about, in general, what Trenton needs. Everybody knows what's going on in Trenton. It could use some work. And listen, I think Paul Perez is that guy to do that work.
Transparent government with really good relationships with the governor, because we also got a new governor, a new sheriff in town. Chris Christie's out of here. And have you noticed that the weather's been good ever since?
Well, it's still been raining. It was been raining off and on for the last.
Yeah, well, that's because Trump's president, but
that has nothing to do with Trump.
Well, it never.
Trump is like playing golf somewhere in Florida.
It don't even matter.
Trying to
stay on. He's trying to stay orange.
He's meeting Kim. His
yeah, well, after he leaves the Dorito factory from the nacho cheese spray paint that he has on. Like,
but I'll like I said,
he should be the spokesman for Sunkissed. Yeah.
But like I was saying,
I can't get fired from this radio show, so I could.
But as I was saying, you want to make some change tomorrow. Make sure you get out to vote. It's important.
Especially more turnout than what happened last time, man. Because over a population of how many people are inside the city of Trenton? About 92,000, and how many came out? What was it, like 5,000, 5 or 6,000?
Yeah, but the thing
crazy,
is,
madness.
People
registered voters, and out of 41,000, only about 5,000 showed up. Crazy.
But the thing is, that's what I'm saying. You want to make change. Are you tired of the same normal BS that's happening in Trenton? Well, get out there and vote for somebody different to be that change. Don't vote for the other guy because he's a part of that establishment. Listen, regardless of what job he's done, he's still a part of that establishment. Until he physically separates himself from that circle, I don't think he's going to – if you vote him in, he ain't going to be any better than what's in there now and what has been in the past and the past of the past.
I'm just going to say on that. I'm going to actually add to that real quick. The political game has been so dirty in Trenton. It's a shame.
Jersey in general. Like Jersey.
Well, I physically heard that, Paul Perez supporters were getting bullied by Reed supporters. That's wrong. Oh, yeah. That's wrong.
Andrew Bott was taking down the Paul Perez posters. Some Close High War found the one I saw that was spray painted black.
I dig this because I'm gonna touch on that too. But before I touch on that, I just want to vote. I just want to say the three main reasons why I vote. For one, because a lot of us weren't allowed to vote back in the day. Yep. So it's like now, we have that right. Another reason is, the qualified candidates. Like, you want stuff to change, or you go out there and vote. Plus, not to mention the fact that, I was almost, I was so caught up inside the streets that I would have been, a heavy felon. And, and I really wouldn't have been able to vote. So being that I just meet that bracket, I'm like, okay, let me utilize that and actually vote, to, create a voice, for change. But I do want to get on people smearing these campaigns and everything. I'm not going to mention names. This what I'm not going to do. Right. I'm not going to mention names. But a certain good friend of mine was running, and of course, he didn't, make it. So he's not in a runoff election. So I'm just going to say this. But then you got a certain group of individuals. Okay, I get what you were trying to do. You were smearing this campaign. You was talking bad about the man, and it was some stuff that you were saying personally about this man that made me sit up in my seat at this time, because now it's like, okay, you're dissing my friend. I know this man outside of politics and everything. At what point is this going to stop? Now I'm saying that the man is not in the race no more, and the games are still being played. Right. And I'm finding myself getting closer and closer and closer every day to addressing this individual, because it's like, what's your actual beef? The moment that I see that this good friend of mine sees that it's a problem, that problem is my problem now. I see how these politics play and they dirty. And I've been saying this a long time ago, that once everything is all said and done and the race is all over with, okay, all that dissing that you did to this person, it's like, do you get over it, or do you try to keep this beef going? And now that I see that the game's being played, I wasn't into politics like this before. And now that I see that everything's over and people are still creating antics, I'm like, okay, I ain't about to allow you to stand here and keep talking about this man like this, because this is a good friend of mine. Because like now I feel like it's getting personal. This man is a real humble individual who is a grown man, got a lot of years on this earth. And I just feel like, like you're this young little arrogant punk. Like, again, I'm not, saying no names because we all related inside this city. But I really wanted to get that off my chest. And I really don't care. I'll say the candidate's name, man. It was free. It was freedom. And I got certain individuals, like who I know on a personal level who are still trying to, slander this man's name. It's like the games are over. The race and stuff is over. Right. Now I feel like I'm starting to take it personally. Like that man is up in age. He shouldn't have to address you. Like he's trying to keep it professional. But me, on the other hand, I'm as ignorant as they come. I'm not running for mayor.
But as I said, I do believe that the good will win tomorrow. The
And
change will triumph.
And plus, I'll say
change
that a
will
lot of
triumph
people was
tomorrow.
a lot of people was sitting here, man, like reporting this station to like where like we couldn't even have videos posted. Like that's crazy. Like that's ill. Like we bringing candidates up here, whatever, just to speak their piece, and you got certain people who reporting their videos so that they never even get a chance to make it. Like if you feel that type of way, why you ain't inbox one of us? Why you ain't inbox somebody and say get your peoples on here?
Exactly.
It's that simple.
I will have to say this. Much respect to Paul Perez, because he was, out of all the candidates that ran for mayor in Trenton, he was the only one that personally reached out to me.
Yeah.
I still have the message saved. He's like, when are you going to invite me to your show?
Yeah, and like in
Nobody else
then on top of that, like in Free's case, I could speak, for free.
Right.
Like I know, what happened, outside of everything, so I could speak for that as a genuine, good man. That man ain't got no problem, meeting up any other given time or talking. He had, stuff going on, but like for the same ones to sit there and like report these things, like Paul Perez, like even his might have even got reported, did it?
Yeah,
his got reported.
His was reported.
It was even people that wasn't even in the race, and people was reporting Magic Mike's stuff just because he was speaking out, how he wanted to feel. I wouldn't be surprised if this show mess around and get, deleted tonight.
Well, I mean,
just
listen,
because of,
it's probably gonna listen. We, I'm at, like I said, I was telling you guys, I'm at the point to where, since my videos, since our shows are being tampered with, you guys who are listening, thank you guys all the time. But you guys seen me withhold a lot of, like not put up a lot of content on Facebook anymore. Why? Because if I can't get heard, then why I'm going to keep getting heard on different levels. I'm going to shut it off completely. I'm just, just keep it here and there, post here and there. Yeah. I'm pretty sure you both used to hear me or used to see. I used to post all the time on Facebook.
Yeah.
I was nuts on Facebook.
Yeah.
And now I just like, you know what?
Yeah, and see that's you growing. Me, I got a problem growing. I'm still a little bit ignorant. I'm
but,
working on it. Like I'm working on it. I really am trying.
I'm on Instagram. I'm on Twitter. I'm on a lot of social media.
The only person I respect on my social media is my mom.
Oh damn.
That's it.
Yeah,
I don't even
respect me. And
I love y'all. I admire y'all, man. But at the end of the day, like I don't even respect Mark Zuckerberg. Like, how you gonna shut my page down over a meme that I got off of Facebook? Exactly. I got it off of Facebook, but as soon as I post it, like I'm in Facebook jail. But my mom is the only person that could text my phone or call me and tell me get it down, and it's down. Straight like that. I lie to you not. Like if my mom ain't feeling it, like and I got memes in my phones that like I want to post, but I start thinking of her.
That's how I got memes that I want to post, and I'm like, I can't post them, So
and then like
I don't, and I don't post them because, I don't want somebody to say, hey, I don't. If they reported our shows,
imagine
they're gonna report anything I post. So I post,
and your page is
I
a
post
platform
less, because what I have spoken. If they want to hear me, they're gonna have to hear us on here because I can't continue to feed. I can't continue to feed the platform on Facebook.
Especially when somebody trying to get into
it with you. When I feed them, they starve me. So that's just me.
Especially when somebody trying to get into it with you and you can shut them down, but everybody else is witnessing it.
I noticed that when we were starting to have different candidates up here, you know. We even have a lady that comes on her new show that comes on Sunday nights. She's running for senator in Washington State for the incumbency. And she's African-American and female. And we call her Gigi. She's a very nice lady, very sweet. She's running for independent up in Washington State. So she came to Hounds Radio to promote her campaign and her show. And so far, so good, because it's a Senate race and it's on the other side of the country. But I noticed that once we get more political heavy here too, like we were discussing earlier, that like you said, I think people are just reporting it, but without any, there's no, what do you call it? Like you can't contest it for some reason. You know,
They're
like,
just
hey,
reporting
and that's crazy because it's like if you really want to get heard or you feel like that person is much of a threat or this, that, and the third, come on the show.
Exactly.
I feel like that's the punk way out. That's
listen.
Exactly.
We don't have any guests. You know, we can invite anybody. Listen, if
Right.
you have a legitimate argument without bashing anybody, without disrespecting anybody, without disrespecting the station, because we've had that in the past. You're more than welcome. If you have a talent, if you have an art, if you do art, if you as long as you don't fart, as long as you don't make bubbles with your farts, and you want to, listen, I don't care what the hell you if you're a performer, you want to sing, you sing, you rap, you guys know we've had we've had different people, different walks of life
from guitar players to rappers
we've had
to a step team to play cast. Everything.
We have people of all walks of life.
Yeah.
Politicians, and
because of that, like that opened up my ear to like a whole bunch of stuff. Like I became a fan of stuff that I probably wouldn't have listened to regularly hadn't I've been introduced to it. But I still say it now. I'm still a huge fan of Corey Halflack.
I listen to his music all the time.
And I was thinking of asking him. I wasn't going to really put this out there, man. But I got a DVD coming soon, and
actually,
I really wanted some of his music to be in my soundtrack.
I'm glad you guys brought that up because I do have an artist. It's a hip hop artist. I'll let you guys listen to the track to see if you like them to be here.
Listen. You bring them. If they just let us hear it once or twice, the music sounds,
so busy,
marketable. Bring them.
Just bring them on now. I mean, we're gonna tear them apart, but still bring them.
Okay. So after the show,
still like throwing them inside the Shark Tank, but yeah, go ahead.
I'll bring it up.
You can bring them.
You guys can listen to it.
But that's what we've always, a couple of friends of mine have said, you guys have such an amazing platform because, we do bring people from everything, from anything, and we give them a platform to speak, and that's amazing. That's an amazing thing.
Even when we shouting out businesses like Blend Bar, Mario and Frank's, like all of them, like these are personal, they create.
These are friends
create
of ours
good relationships
in the community.
Yeah, and then like next thing you know, you walk in there, they like, yeah, sandwich on us. That's awesome.
Yeah, that's
cool. Discounts on.
I stopped promoting Mario and Frank's because I didn't want to go in there and get a sandwich all the time. I just kind of felt bad, so.
He's a really good man.
I didn't want to eat on just saying, go to Mario Frank's.
I knew him
for a
long time.
I kind of felt it wasn't, I don't know.
I'm glad we brought them up because I'm going to stop in there. Like, not even like to go eat, but just to go
in
there.
Now you're going to get a free sandwich.
No. Just, I'll turn it down. And listen, they was offering me free stuff way before this show. Because Vin, worked there, and that's my right hand man, and so I got a long history with Frank and them, man. But I haven't been in there in a while. I just want to go, show some love, and even if you offer me something, like have a slice, like I just ate.
I go in there
every
so often, it's like, I don't go in there as much as I used to because I work a lot of hours now, but listen, if like I said, if you have something you want to share to the world and it's not negative,
bring it on.
Definitely give us a shout. Inbox us, inbox me,
inbox him.
Let us know.
We both said it at the same time. Inbox me, inbox him.
Listen, that's what we're here for. This is what we do.
Man. But don't be one of them bitter people that's just like, oh, they having too much fun on that show. Like, report. Like, what mentality does that?
But the thing is, you can report us all you want, because guess what? The show is still gonna.
We're still gonna be up.
It's gonna be. We're still. Listen, you may block us locally on social media, but we're all over the world. We're still gonna be heard.
Yeah, we need that feature that they have in groups, because like certain groups can like alter they stuff to like find out like who reported some stuff, and like if I find out, and especially like I know him, I'm about to report. I'm gonna report you personally.
We should make a Freestyle Freaks group. So when we
just
go on,
just to be able to do that.
Just to be able to do that.
Yeah, like, okay, this is the person that's probably been reporting this whole time.
Yeah. That I think everything would be a lot more smoother.
Yeah.
You know,
But I
that's
couldn't wait to
that's
address that. I wanted to address that a
that's
while
that is
back.
probably going to be in the future. Who knows?
Yeah, I definitely wanted to address that though. That's crazy.
We'll talk about it more. Your shout outs, brother.
Man, shout out to my mom for tuning in, man. Shout out to New York City, man, for, you know, letting me come there and, you know, showing me a lot of love out there. Shout out to Hamilton Radio, man. Definitely shout out to you, Ralph.
Thank you.
Shout out to everybody that's tuned in, man. Much love to all of y'all.
Shout out to Hamilton Radio, of course. Shout out to Ruben and everybody behind the boards. Shout out to Billy, of course. Shout out to us. You know, this is you know, we take the time out of our busy lives to come here.
Yeah.
Every Monday night.
Yep. Kick it with y'all.
You know,
tired or not, like I was tired tonight, man. But when it come down like to this show, I pull it together. I make it do what it do, man. Because at the same time, like it's fun. It don't get over.
Like my Mondays start. You know, today my day started atrocious. It just started off key, and I came on here and it just like put me back. It sets me, it balances me out, puts me back on the right balance of life. Because I could recollect my thoughts, talk, and everything, and better articulate what I'm doing within the hour.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But shout out to my wife, my daughter, everybody that's part of my life. Shout out to the viewers, the listeners, all over the world, locally. Shout out to Paul Perez. Good luck tomorrow.
Right.
Listen, I hope you win. I think it's definitely time for a guy like Paul Perez to be running Trenton.
Man, listen,
putting Trenton back to where
we're gonna know by tomorrow.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I'm hoping.
Yeah.
Shout out to all the other, candidates that are still in the runoff. Good luck to all you guys. And we're out. We're Freestyle Freaks. I'm Ralphie Rotten. This is Billy the Kid. Ruben's behind there. And we're out.